when saying no is love. So a few years ago, I had a situation that was very challenging, and I sat with this situation for a long time. It was a situation that needed me to say no in, but I sat with it for a long time. I would say about a year and a half before I got into a place to be able to say no. And I found the whole experience very difficult. I was breaking new ground, I realised afterwards. I was also putting a boundary in place which was saying, this will not be continuing. This pattern, this behaviour, this dynamic, this energy frequency will not be continuing in this space. And as a result of firmly saying no and setting a very clear boundary, it changed the energy for the space, and things have thrived since, both for me and the situation. But it wasn't a very easy experience to go through. It took me a long time to arrive at that point. But interestingly, when I did, and I was having the communication of saying no, what I noticed was this strong, clear sense of divinity, or what some people might describe as the Holy Spirit, coming through me, so that when I said no, it came through in a space of grace and love, and let's not romantic love or anything, but like all-encompassing, unconditional love. Now, the response I received back was basically a torrent of abuse, but it didn't matter, because everybody is wherever they're at, and we can't control that. But what the whole thing gave me was that understanding that sometimes we really do have to say no, and we can say no in a state of grace and deep love for everything, everyone involved in the situation. And I think where people struggle with boundaries is because they first don't feel the permission to put that boundary in place, and then secondly, because they don't feel that permission, but maybe they sense they need to do it, it comes out aggressively. So then the whole thing becomes a fighty experience. But ultimately, when we get that really clear sense, I really need to draw a line here. I need to do things differently. Something needs to change here. We are guided by spirit as to how to do that, and we are supported through that. And like I say, this particular situation took me about a year and a half to get to a place of being able to go, enough. I now have to, and I was very much guided by spirit in doing this. And so I think one of the things we need to do as humans is reframe our perception of what saying no is. And I think it's still sometimes seen as a not necessarily aggressive, but confrontational maybe. And actually it can be a deep space of love. And the experience shifted me, shifted the space I was working within, shifted the energy completely, and I just knew that was absolutely the right thing to do. So it was almost like it wasn't my personal decision. I was just part of the whole dynamic that was going on. So the message here is, don't be afraid of those situations which require you to put boundaries in place. Perhaps sit with that situation. You know, take your time and space to be with that situation until you are ready to step forwards and say no in that quiet grace which loves you and everyone else involved in it. And so that you're not being afraid of the saying no, needing to say no, needing to change things. Let me know how you go, and as ever, I am here if you need to chat, working one-to-one with women, helping them shine brighter in the world, have better relationships with their bodies, and just generally enjoy life more. Bye.